The dreamy meadows of the Baisaran Valley in Kashmir's Pahalgam turned into bloody fields. As a group of 40 tourists were taking in the sights and sounds of mini Switzerland, the unthinkable happened. At around 2:30 in the afternoon on the 22nd of April, 4 to 6 terrorists dressed in army fatigues emerged from the dense pine forest surrounding the valley and started firing indiscriminately. Many tourists were caught off guard as the sudden volley of bullets rang out. Then the terrorists started singling out their victims based on faith. They asked for their names and to recite Islamic verses before opening fire at close range.
This is the route to Baisaran, and this is actually no route at all. It's muddy, there are big boulders, and it's difficult to even walk on these. Even if I wore a normal shoes, it would be impossible to come here. It's muddy, look at the water that's flowing, and this is how difficult it would have been to bring down any injured or any survivors or those who were there at that time. You know, possibly the cells dropped by one of those tourists who came here. There are water bottles, there are shoes everywhere, wherever you look. They have ran into panic because there were massive firing that took place, not less than a massacre. Whoever came in their way, they shot and killed them. Where is the road? Imagine how difficult. For at least 3-4 kilometers, they went up and down to go to that place, and the beauty of this place might mesmerize you, but yesterday's visuals are scary. Scariest to understand that what happened here. Generally, tourists take pony and come here for leisure, but everywhere you look, there are marks and signs of the disaster that happened yesterday, and something which was unexpected. Look how I have to walk through these steep and jump into certain places. There were rains that had further dampened the condition of this particular route. It's a trek generally taken by several tourists. They use ponies, as I said. It might be beautiful, but scariest of scenes were witnessed yesterday here on this difficult terrain to reach where the carnage took place yesterday, where 26 tourists were killed and more than a dozen injured when they opened indiscriminate fire at them.
26 tourists were killed in cold blood, including Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, a 26-year-old Indian Navy officer who had gotten married a week ago and was on a vacation with his wife.
It's because of him that the world is still surviving. And we should all be proud of him in every way.
The Pahalgam massacre resembles the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack on Israel that led to an all-out war in Gaza. Hamas staged a synchronized attack on Israel, firing rockets at cities like Tel Aviv, Ashkelon, and Jerusalem, followed by armed incursions into surrounding towns. Hamas militants set houses on fire, engaged in mass killings, including the massacre of more than 260 people at a music festival. Around 1,200 people were killed in the attack. In an equally ruthless manner, terrorists in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir attacked a tourist hub, firing at civilians after allegedly asserting their religious identities. Authorities have certified that the attack was well planned and that the terrorists had been active in the area for the last 1 month.
Asif Fauji, Suleiman Shah, Abdul Tala. Are these three terrorists responsible for the mayhem that we saw in Pahalgam on Tuesday? Well, Jammu and Kashmir Police has released a sketch and also photographs of these three. This photograph was recovered from the phone of slain terrorist Junaid. If you recall, the tunnel in Sonmarg was attacked a few months ago, and Junaid, the terrorist who allegedly carried out that firing, was killed a few months later. From Junaid's phone, a photograph was recovered. Also, some details were recovered which showed that a group was active in Pahalgam. It is the same group whose sketches have now been released, which has Fauji, Abu Tala and Suleiman. One is not sure, that's what the intelligence agencies say, that we are not very sure if it is the same group which carried out the attack in Pahalgam, but there is a very, very high likelihood. What is it that the survivors have told the forces so far? Number one, that the entire group of terrorists had divided themselves into groups of two. 3 people went to the tourists, segregated them into men and women, and then checked with the men their name, their religious identity before shooting them indiscriminately. These people, these terrorists, were wearing helmet-mounted cameras, and they were videographing the entire sequence of event. This is in sync with the kind of terror attacks that we have seen when army vehicles were attacked in Poonch and other attacks as well. Subsequently, these camera footage are used to make propaganda video. The only difference this time around is that when you kill a man in uniform, when you kill an army soldier or a CRPF Jawan, you say that they were waging a war and therefore this is a war casualty. But how do you justify when you kill innocent civilians, tourists? That sense of utter horror is something that even the locals of Kashmir are feeling at the moment. Most tourists are scared. Many have cancelled their plans. Others are wanting to go back. Even those who are still here in the valley have taken Pahalgam off their itinerary. So it's a massive setback to Pahalgam's economy to start with, but it could well result in a massive setback to the overall economy of Jammu and Kashmir as well, since the tourist footfalls in the last 2 to 3 years have finally started making up for the losses that they suffered, first because of COVID, earlier because of the abrogation of Article 370, and before that because of the floods that had swept through the entire region. So whether Talha, Fauji or Suleiman are responsible for this attack, for this attack not just on tourists but also on the economy of Jammu and Kashmir, they could be the starting point. The NIA is assisting the Jammu and Kashmir police. They are at the crime scene. There is an operation that is going on in the mountains of that particular area, and the forces are confident that they will be able to smoke out those who are responsible for the Pahalgam horror.
A couple of months before the Pahalgam attack, Hamas leaders were seen in public at a high-profile rally and conference in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The event was titled Kashmir Solidarity and Hamas Operation Al-Aqsa Flood Conference. The top leadership of terror group Lashkar-e-Taiba was also seen at the rally. The Resistance Front, an offshoot of Lashkar, has claimed responsibility for the deadly attack on tourists in Pahalgam. There is no proof of a direct or indirect involvement of Hamas in the Pahalgam attack. And while the scale of the violence on October 7, 2023 and April 22, 2025 is vastly different, the modus operandi, coordination and target selection are eerily similar.